Hello, everybody.
This is in the District Court of Butler County, Kansas, case entitled Lucas Johnson versus the Kansas Department of Revenue. And the only named defendant.
Z Auto, Your Honor.
Okay.
I guess you're right. The caption does not have that, although the summons did.
All right. Case number 2024 CV 161. Scott Reed appears with the Kansas Department of Revenue. Lucas Johnson, the plaintiff in the case, appears representing himself. Mr. Johnson, I'm trying to sort this out. You say in number 7 of your petition that you purchased the car from Kevin Burton, who passed away in February of 2023. So I trust you paid him money but didn't get a title back?
Correct. And I found out what happened. He got pulled over in the car, and he had the title with him, and he didn't get his property back from the jail, the Cedric County jail, and they threw it away. After 30 days, they threw his property that he had away. So the title ended up getting thrown away, the one that he'd had. And the original buyer of the car is a Hillary Bailey, was his stepdaughter.
Okay. So you're not sure exactly who the car was titled to at the time you bought it?
Yes, it was titled to Hillary Bailey.
Okay. Well, Hillary Bailey's not named as a defendant here. And why would Z Auto be involved in this?
Because the car's still registered to them. She didn't have the car registered. She never had the car registered.
Okay.
So the car's still registered to the Z Autos.
So Z Auto had it, and then Hillary Bailey bought it.
Yes.
Then you bought it from Kevin Burton.
Correct.
For some reason rather than Hillary Bailey.
Well, she had sold it to Kevin, but Kevin didn't have it registered and hadn't had the title switched over into his name. And at the time, I didn't know this, and I thought he still had the title, but he didn't. He had gotten thrown away, like I said, when he got arrested in Wichita. So
when you paid the money, but you didn't at the same time expect a title in return?
Well, of course I did, but I didn't know that he didn't have it. I was still thinking he had it, and so did he. He didn't realize that it had got thrown away, that it was in his material, that it was in his belongings when he got arrested.
But you paid him anyway?
Yeah, I had already paid him, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm just trying to sort out the paperwork here. It looks like that you may have sent or tried to send by certified mail to Z Auto?
Yes.
And you say that the return of summons is true and correct, but do you have a return certified mailing signed for by a representative of Z Auto?
No, I don't.
Okay, and why is that? Did you not get a certified mail return back?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, okay. So how did we verify that they actually received your attempted certified mail?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay, well, I'm not either. Likewise, I don't see that Hillary Bailey that you've attempted to serve her.
Yes, I have attempted to serve her. She is certified chronically insane, I guess, is what I've come to find out. I've tried dealing with her quite a few times, but to no resolve. Not that she wasn't willing to help. She wasn't able to, like, for instance, her license became expired, and she wasn't able to even get an ID because she wasn't able to answer some questions her mother was telling me. So I've tried numerous times to get her to help, just to go to get the title, and just file for a lost one or whatnot. And we weren't able to accomplish that. So I figured the best next thing would just be try to get the title myself. So.
All right. Do you know if an estate was ever open for Kevin Burton?
I don't know.
Okay. Right, I see a return of service on summons/petition signed by a Wayne Beeman. Apparently it's for service that was on the Attorney General's office. Mr. Reed, was that the service that led to you being involved in this?
Yes, Your Honor. Since
Okay.
the Department of Revenue is a state agency, we are served by serving the Attorney General.
All right. That explains why you are here today. All right, Mr. Johnson, court has to determine that there's at least been some bona fide attempt to notify and bring into this case all of the people that might be involved here. You haven't done any type of publication notice, I trust?
I have a certified mail. No, not with Hillary. So like I said, with no resolve from her, I couldn't get her to do anything. I couldn't even get her to leave the house to go back to the Z Autos when before they had closed down to, file for a lost title. So like I said, she's certified crazy. So
Mr. Reed?
So if I may, Your Honor, I think I may have a proposed solution or some suggestion to the court about how this might proceed based on the information that Mr. Johnson has provided to the court. So it does sound like an awful lot like we have at least 3 interested parties, and I'm going to guess there's actually a 4th interested party that needs to be resolved here. Going backwards, Mr. Johnson said that he purchased the vehicle from Kevin Burton, who's not a named party, but that would need to be served. Even as a decedent, as Your Honor has noted, he might have an estate, or he might have creditors, or might have family that would make some sort of claim. So service over him, or including him into the case and getting service, is relevant to address his interest. Second, Hillary Bailey is not a named defendant, but she also apparently has an interest because she allegedly purchased the vehicle from Z Auto and failed to title it in her own name. Plaintiff might know where she is for personal service, but if personal service can't be accomplished, she might be swept into the overall service on service by publication, which is likely what's going to be necessary for Mr. Burton since he is allegedly deceased. Third, we have Z Auto, which is apparently the dealer that handled this vehicle, that sold the vehicle to Ms. Bailey. And if I caught Mr. Johnson correctly, what he last stated is that Z Auto may now be out of business. If they are, then service on them, if they have a registered agent, which I didn't have success finding them on the Secretary of State, but if they don't have a registered agent or if they're out of business, service by publication would likely be relevant to resolve them as well. And then finally, based on the way that the chain of title has gone back on this and what I've discovered on it, this vehicle last had a title in Texas I just had it a moment ago. Last had a title in Texas in, oh, I just lost the document. There's Carfax. Last had a title in Texas in 2019. And that, since this passed through a dealership, it's highly likely that that person is the last title owner of record, and that person may also need to be discovered and served, or in the alternative, if the court would allow blanket service over any unknown claimants, that may resolve that interest as well.
All right. Mr. Johnson, you can try to do this yourself, or you can try to enlist an attorney who will be able to assist you with publication service. But it seems to the court that the court should follow Mr. Reed's direction here.
Mhm.
And you would have to do a notice of publication
Okay.
In a newspaper. And where was the transaction here? Where did you buy from Mr.
Burton.
Where did that take place?
I sent him money through my Cash App. He had sold me the car because he had wrecked it and it needed work, and he had gotten out of jail previously. So Wichita is where he was living when I got the car. So
Okay, Mr. Reed. Scott, you're muted.
Apology, Your Honor. Just trying to keep it quiet on my end. Just suggestion that as far as like the relevant place to publish, KSA 60-307D has that this would be published in the county where the case was filed. So this would be a Butler County publication.
Okay.
And also, I'd offer, Your Honor, as I offer to all pro se litigants, I'm a helpful attorney for the department, but I can't help because I can't give legal advice. But I do have a non-advisory informational write-up about publication service that has some examples that if Mr. Johnson needs that, I can provide that to him so that he has some guidance about how publication works, what the statute looks like, and what publications have looked like for past matters that have been successful publications.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. The court will require publication in this case 3 times in a newspaper in Butler County.
Okay.
But Mr. Johnson, the court will require that in the caption, you're going to need to, or in the body of the publication, you're going to have to name Hillary Bailey,
Mhm.
the estate of Kevin Burton,
Okay.
and Z Auto,
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
as well as a statement of any unknown claimants.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
Your
all
Honor.
those people need to be named in the publication notice that you publish in the newspaper.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Then I'm going to reset this a couple of months out. It's going to take a couple of months to run the publication and get your
Okay.
return back. You will need to file the affidavit of publication. The newspaper that you publish it in will do an affidavit that they published.
Yes, Your Honor.
It's part of the service that they provide, which you need to insist that they provide to you. And then
Okay.
that affidavit needs to be filed in the case, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor.
That proves to the court that the publication did indeed take place. And then I'm going to reset this case for early March.
March.
I can do Monday, March the 3rd.
March 3rd.
Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Reed, would you be available at 2 o'clock that day?
Judge, we have,
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, we have something scheduled at 2.
What about 3?
3 is open.
Mr. Reed, 3 o'clock on that date?
I'm available at 3 o'clock on March 3rd. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that should be very easy to remember, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, Your Honor.
3 at 3.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes.
And we'll review the status of this quiet title action at that time. You should have that affidavit of publication already in the file by that time. When it hits the file, Mr. Reed will have access to it, as will the court.
Okay.
Make sure it's filed in the case with the clerk of the district court. Monday, March 3 at 3. Mr. Johnson, do you need any clarification from the court regarding the parties that need to be named in this notice?
Yes, Your Honor. That would be helpful, I'm sure.
Okay, Mr. Reed, you've got your hand up. I want to address you first.
Sorry, Your Honor. Just want to verify, Mr. Johnson, is your email address at yahoo.com?
Yes, it is.
I'll use that to send that to you. And then, Your Honor, I had noted the what you asked for, that you wanted the caption to include Hillary Bailey, estate of Kevin Burton, Z Auto, and any other unknown claimants. And I'll include that in the message to Mr. Johnson as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I
you.
appreciate that. That will assist him.
Thank you very
Very
much.
well. As always, I appreciate your cooperation of you and your department, Mr. Reed.
Certainly, Your Honor.
All right,
Yes.
anything else at this time, Mr. Johnson?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much. I
I'll
appreciate it.
see you by Zoom Monday, March 3 at 3.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll see you then.
Very well. We'll look at the case again at that time. If there's nothing further, this matter will currently be in recess, and this meeting may be ended for all at this time.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.